So I'm here outside today. It's a beautiful day in southwest Missouri, and I'm digging around underneath of my I'm looking for conkers underneath of my buckeyes. These are so beautiful, and I'm looking for the conkers to use for laundry detergent. They put off, oh, there's one. They put these off, and they are full of saponins. They make great laundry detergent and hand soap. I'll take you in a little later and show you how to make it. I'm telling you, you really have to be serious to be digging through all of this stuff in your I just wanted to add in a little disclaimer. In the next part of the video, it looks like I'm going to cut off my fingers. I can promise you, nobody was hurt. Well, I'm finally cleaned up after my little dig for conkers. Actually, it turned into more of a swim too, because there were some awfully wet spots underneath of my trees. But I got quite a few conkers, and they are so cool. I just love them. The buckeyes that I have, they are pretty tall. They're probably 20 feet tall, and they are maybe 15 years old. They're red buckeyes. They have the red flowers, and I'll show you some pictures of those. There are also white buckeyes, the Ohio buckeyes, and they have the white flowers. So I ended up with all of these. I wanted to show you some of these. This one was getting ready to go to seed and make me another new plant, and I grabbed him out of there. Some of them are pretty small, but I got several. Now I know what I can do with these, and I'll be able to take them straight off of the plant, the tree next time, or at the end of the season, so I'll get a lot more. I wanted to show you also some of the ones that were not viable. These have a nice nut still in there that we'll be able to cut open and release the saponins inside of it. Some of these are already eaten by bugs or squirrels. They're toxic to us and cattle, and well, actually all other animals except squirrels, but the bugs get to them and they will just eat everything in there and leave nothing for me. So you'll end up with just a rotted out center. Okay, of course, they also rot and compost into the earth, but see, like right here is a super tiny bug hole where the bugs got in and ate the goodies out of it. So that's those. Oof, yuck. So we're gonna try to get these cut up. I don't know if my knife is going to be sharp enough, but I certainly hope so. Set these aside. This one was trying to come out of its shell and try to make me a new tree too. Like I said, I don't know if my knife is going to be sharp enough. Oh, there it is. Looks like most of this is going to be okay, but I won't save all of this. This is just so full of saponins. They will just release into our hot water. I've got water boiling right now, and I'll show you how they release. I'm going to keep most of this. I'm really going to be picky and just cut off the really nasty parts. I mean, we're doing laundry soap, so it's not like we're eating it or anything. So I'm gonna leave that. Get another one here. These are not the easiest things to cut into, and sometimes you'll get a surprise like that. That's not gonna be good for me. That was such a beautiful one. Oh, slippery little suckers, aren't they? Try a different one for... They really are slippery. There. Well, 2 out of 3. Let's try this again. These Buckeyes are said to be good luck. Not that I'm having any luck with them yet today, and I need laundry soap. Rather than having to go to the store and spend money on laundry soap, I got nasty and dirty and covered in poison ivy. Yay, we have another one. And covered in poison ivy and got under my Buckeye trees and got these so that I can make some laundry soap. I'll get these cut up and I'll be right back with you. So I got them all cut up, and this is what I ended up with after all this whole bowl was full. There were a ton that ended up like this when I opened them. So, but we've got quite a lot that are viable and usable. And I just kind of chop them up. You don't have to be technical about it at all. Just rough chop them like this is just fine. Now, when you're using these for laundry detergent, you can go ahead and put them in a tea bag, like a muslin tea bag, and drop them in. But I like to make the liquid because I wouldn't want any of the gunk in there in my washer because it's new and I don't want it in there. So I'm gonna make the liquid. But you can just put these in a tea bag and then set them down in your washer. And then you can probably for one load in a normal size washer, about that many. It's not very much at all. And keep the tea bag, and then you can reuse that like 10 washes. So they go a long ways. So what I'm gonna do is make the liquid. So I'm going to take a jar and put some of these in here. And then we're gonna pour some boiling water over them. And they will start releasing the saponins into the water. And I would let this sit normally for 24 hours if I do it like this. If I wanted to boil them at this point, I could boil them for 10 minutes, strain it out, and then use it. But we're gonna do it like this, and then I'll show you when we take it back to the washing machine and use this for our laundry soap. I have been told that the leaves of the tree also have saponins in them, so we're gonna test that as well. And I picked these yesterday while I was out digging for the conkers, so they are a little, well, sad right now. But we're going to rough chop these and put them in a jar as well with some boiling water and see if they release saponins. Because I was told they did, but I'm not sure. So I want to test that and take you along for the ride. Not gonna need very much because we're just testing it. Now if that worked, I would sure have a lot. Because even if I couldn't get the conkers, I sure have a lot of leaves. And the conkers are covered, and they have a little cover on them, and I'll show you a picture. And I wondered if these had any saponins in them as well. I'm always looking to use every part that I possibly can, so I want to test them out. I found a few. Granted, they're dirty, so we won't be using this for actual laundry detergent, but I'm going to check for saponins. And I can do that just by doing the same thing. They are dirty. And I wanted to show you what some of my dehydrated ones look like. I did this a few months ago. So after I get through using them for a couple of loads of laundry, or get enough for a couple of loads of laundry, and then I'm done with them for a little while, I'll pop them into my dehydrator, and then I can use them later. So this is what they look like once they're dehydrated. I don't know how that little guy got in there, but they do take a little more time to rehydrate, so I would definitely boil these rather than just making a tea out of it type of thing. But they do work, and this is a good way to save them for later. I had to bring you back really quick and show you. It's been less than 5 minutes, and look at all these great saponins in there. That's so much great, awesome, just free soap for us. I just can't believe it. It's so awesome. I'm not seeing any activity, any saponin, any indication of saponins in the leaves, but that doesn't mean that there won't be later. But I'll keep watching it. And these little suckers, none in that either. But that may have to be fresh. So I'll try that again when I can get some fresh ones from this season's Conkers. So anyway, I just had to show you this. It's been less than 5 minutes. It's amazing. So cool. I made my wash soap, strained it out, and did a load of laundry. I ended up using an entire pint jar from my large washing machine, and I did a comparison of a pair of my socks that were really cruddy, really nasty, and this one got washed with the Conker soap, and this one got washed with, I think it's Era in there, and I think actually that the Conkers did better than the Era one. And I treated them the same. I washed them the same temperature and did everything else exactly the same. And I'm really impressed with the Conker one as opposed to the other one. So that's really good to know. And I wanted to show you the leaves are actually releasing saponins now. So I think that with the leaves and the little covers are too, and I think those are going to be a matter of heating them to get the saponins to release. When you use ivy leaves, you have to heat it to get it to release. So I think these are going to be the same way because they do have saponins in there. And I also wanted to tell you that the same tea-like substance we use as a laundry soap with the saponins in it can also be used for hand soap and can be put into a foaming, an empty foaming soap dispenser. This one needs cleaned up because it's empty and it's been sitting under the sink. Here's one of the little muslin bags I was talking about in the first part. I've got 5 pieces like this in there, and I can drop this, tie this up good, and drop it into my washing machine and just leave it in there and keep using it through 7 or 8 washes. I wanted to go over what I would do to preserve my Conkers soap for a short amount of time. It will go sour with any length of time. It will stay like this. This is the liquid from the leaves, and I'm going to go ahead and use it to wash a blanket, a small load. And then I boiled the dehydrated ones for 30 minutes and got this. So I will use it. I just wanted to know how long I needed to boil it for sure. And 30 minutes was a good time. So I've got those 2. I also wanted to tell you quickly that the stuff doesn't smell the greatest. It doesn't have a horrible smell, but it's not super pleasant. So I added lavender oil into mine, and it made it very, very nice. So to preserve the liquids, you can put them in the refrigerator for about a week, just like they are. Get it to last just a little bit longer than a week, perhaps 2 or 3. You can add some coarse sea salt, perhaps a tablespoon to a quart jar, and you can also add some acidity. The lime juice will also help it to keep from going sour. I hope you've enjoyed this video on Conkers for laundry soap. Have a great day.